questions4dutch@gmail.com if you have a question for the crafty veteran himself, Dirty Dutch Mantell, which so many of you do, clearly. We're getting about 100 questions or so in every single week these days. So, the vast majority won't even get picked, sadly. We try and pick the best ones out of that 100 that week, and they get put to the Dirty Dutchman in Ask Dutch Anything, which is what this podcast is. And this is what Chris C. did. He says, "Hey guys, Dirty Dutch versus Harley race with Terry Funk on commentary is worth talking about just on its own, but I want to specifically ask about Dutch's attempt to kick out around 3:40, and then he has provided a time code and a link to the YouTube channel, and I think we are going to watch it together. So 1 second, and we're going to do a bit of commentary on it. Dutch, just say what you said just before again.
Look at that hair.
Right, the afro. So, for the audio listeners, this is Harley race versus Dutch Mantell. Is this the only time you wrestled Harley?
No, I wrestled him one other time. This is in Memphis, but there's a big, long story about this.
You look like a fabulous one in that jacket and that hat.
Oh, I'm a handsome bastard.
So this is Pro Wrestling USA. This is the brief working relationship with the AWA in Memphis and Fritz von Erich's territory, I think.
Well, that's what it was supposed to be. So I'm watching this match. I remember this match very clearly. And I remember that they were putting a tape together for both territories. And they put me against Harley for whatever reason, I don't know. But they said that, and I don't want to give you the finish out of this match, but they says that they need the match to go about 3 or 4 minutes. And I went, what? Yeah, 3 or 4 minutes. And they want Hardy to beat me in about between 3 and 4 minutes. And I went, wait a minute. I was over in Memphis.
Is this in Memphis as well? Because I saw Lance.
This is in Memphis.
Yeah, Lance was doing the ring announcing, wasn't he?
And they had Lance doing the ring announcing, and he's a Minnesota guy. What was his name?
Scandor. Was that someone else?
No, that's.
Was that?
That's not Akbar.
Sheik Al-Casey.
Yeah, that's him.
Okay.
They had a lot of Minnesota guys there and Memphis guys and maybe somebody else. So I was going to go out there and put Harley over. And I didn't mind putting him over. Hits the 3 minutes in a town. See, these people don't know what we're doing. So I go out there and Harley just beats the shit out of me for 3 minutes. So I'm saying, I don't know. It didn't make sense to me. And, I asked Jerry Jarrett about it. He said, yeah, but Dutch, you're in there with the champion and this, that, and the other. And I said, yeah, but it's 3 minutes. I said, why don't you put damn Ragamuffin Jones in there? Been the same thing. But they said, no, y'all have a good match. I said, but I kept going back, but it's 3 minutes. These are people who buy tickets weekly. So I go in there and just put the guy over. And, that's what you run into. I couldn't convince them otherwise. And I'm thinking, put him over in 3 minutes. Now, Vern Gagne's there. Is that it?
Yeah, that was it. So this is what Chris C. also said as well. So you take the stalling vertical suplex.
Yeah.
And you clearly sort of kick out there, really, on the count of 3. So was that just to sort of retain your heat slightly?
No, 3 minutes was up is what it was. No.
Oh.
That wasn't planned. None of this was planned. And I went out there, and I like Harley. Of course, it didn't matter whether I liked him or not. If I just said I wasn't going to do it, he just beat the shit out of me and pinned me anyway. Well, but I like Harley.
Why did you agree?
No, I could have, but see, I had 2 or 3 territories there where they all combined their talent. But I'm thinking, wait a minute. I'm sure there's some talent in the Memphis territory that could do this same thing that I'm doing. And I'm thinking, why am I doing it? because, I was over Memphis and drew some sellouts, me and Lawler, and, I've been on some sellouts there while I was in the main event. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, this is way down the damn totem pole. And we didn't even have a good match, to tell you the truth. Harley's a great worker, but we could have took that match and made it really good. But you can't do nothing in 3 minutes. You just can't do nothing. And the part that I saw was not the part that you showed, but I was only on the offense in the first 10 or 15 seconds of it. Then it was all defense.
Yeah, you got a punch and a headlock, and that was it.
Punch, headlock, punch, suplex, and boom, 1, 2, 3. And I don't think he ever covered me any other time than the part you showed, right? It was one cover, right?
Yeah, I think so. No, he hit you with the pile driver, you kicked out at 2. And then he covered you after the suplex. Yeah.
Well, I was really strong. See, if you'd have went up and went to the bathroom, you'd have missed the whole match. They said, "Oh, has Dutch been out here yet?" So I say, "Yeah, he's." Why? It didn't go too long. What happened? He got beat. What?
Did it affect your standing with the Memphis fans then, do you think, after seeing that?
Maybe some of them. But see, I don't care. See, to me, it was professionally almost embarrassing and insulting. I mean, it's their company. They're paying me. I got it. He's the world champion. I got it. See, Jerry Jarrett was trying to tell me, well, you're in there with the world champion and this, that, and the other. And it still didn't. It was still 3 minutes. I don't give a damn who I was in there with. So, but it is what it is. And that's some of the stuff you got to put up within pro wrestling.
Who paid you? Was it Jerry or was it Vern?
Oh, I'm sure I was paid by still Jerry by that. But one of the things you get into is one of the damnedest businesses. Sometimes their stuff doesn't make sense. And I would argue this. I would say, why would you take one of your guys in Minnesota? Why didn't you take him out there and beat him in 3 minutes? But this was in Memphis. It's like the home club, Memphis, and it didn't have a bad house, but it didn't have a good one either because they just packed everything around the bottom and just shut the bottom. But it probably had 5,000, 6,000 people there because these people didn't know a lot of those Minnesota guys. And this tape was going to Texas. It was going all over. So if it's the first time people had seen me on TV, well, hell, they see me getting the crap beat out of me. So I don't mean anything. So, but it is what it is. And I've left that a long time ago. Still doesn't make sense to me today.